essentially take your time and like really drape it on. And it's like you're not considering the 11-year-old adrenaline of just like, oh, let's fucking do it, let's go. Like you just throw this poly bed, like, get out of here. And then like the next day you're like, hey, let's go check it out. And there's like one strand barely hanging.
One strand and then just like, 3 full rolls.
And they're just like, hey, thanks.
Especially because of COVID, they're like,
Dude,
that's a coma.
score.
Dude,
Yeah, it's like you're out there throwing
you
gold
just
at
helped them
people's
out
houses.
so much.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Gringo and the Guapo with your resident gringo, Kyle McLemore.
Alex Duarte.
The Guapo in the house as well. How are you doing, sir?
Doing all right.
I'm good as well. Before we, to the sponsor, as always.
Yes, thank you, Liquid Death. You know, so much support, you know.
Convicted melon. And some mango chainsaw in the house. Liquid Death, thank you so much. And thank you, sir, for making it to the studio. Appreciate you stopping by. It's good to see you. Anything new in your world before we hop into our segments of the show?
I just bought a lift kit for my Jeep.
Oh.
Excited for that.
Okay, gonna get it lifted up. One of those dudes now. All right, cool. All right.
Well, you know, at least
Start wearing your Dickie shorts too, or I'm trying to think of what else. Or like you got your famous Stars and Stripes tattoo or whatever.
yeah.
Like I'm trying to think of whatever other dude bro stuff.
The SRH, dude, that was huge.
SRH? Was
Yeah.
it? I bet you if I saw it,
It
I'd
was
be
the
like,
big spade.
The spade. Boom. That's
And
like the big spade. Yeah.
And then you gotta have like the knee-high socks, you know.
When's the last time you did like some off-roading adventure?
I did it on Sunday.
Yeah, straight
we
up
went out.
Indiana Jones. style?
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely.
Where like high desert or what?
Lytle Creek. You familiar with Lytle Creek?
It's
Kind of close to Cleghorn area.
Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah, Cleghorn, yeah.
Yeah, it was, you know, like I was having like some doubts because like when we're at the bottom of the trail and, you know, you deflate your tires to gain some traction. And I'm deflating mine, and this random guy comes up with his 4Runner, super nice 4Runner. I'm like, man, I feel like shit right now. And he was a really nice guy though, and he was just like, he's like, are you gonna take that up? And I was like, yeah, I've done it before in the snow. And he's like, yeah. He's like, well, it's pretty different up there. Yeah. I was like, oh, really? And he was telling me because, you know, all the rain, all the storms that we had, so it changes the trails and the clearance that you might need, which I realized I got my Jeep stuck a couple times, which is why I'm getting a lift.
Oh, okay.
So like
it's a learning experience for sure.
Yeah, it's the first time I got it stuck. But it was fun. Overall, it was fun. You know, the thing that sucks is like when like I know I have shit that I already want to replace or repair on my Jeep, and then you go off roading, and it's like, well, now I probably have a whole new list of shit.
It just never ends. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like if you got the funds, you definitely want to have like your off-roading like toy and then your daily driver. Whereas I'm using my daily driver and for off-roading, so it's kind of a bigger risk.
Yeah, getting a lot of use out of it for sure. Some wear and tear to the maximum. That's cool though. I've been off-roading forever. The only thing that comes to mind really is just like, I don't know, Tyler's giant truck that he had for like a year or something like that.
Yeah, he had a pre-runner.
I don't know. All I know is that whoever had it before him specifically had one dream in mind, which was to fly as high as possible. Like everything about it was designed specifically to just rampant, and that's what it was used for, which I feel like was a lot of fun memories. Terrifying in the moment, like
when Tyler's driving through the desert,
like when you're airborne. Yeah, it's a terrifying moment to be airborne in a metal box in the sky. Yeah. We can talk a little bit about some of our seggies coming up. First and foremost, being that it is the spooky season, now doing like a little hybrid here of segment mixed with a bit of a news story. There was a recent story of there was a a body that was discovered on the front lawn of someone's house that had been there for like a while because they had just assumed Halloween decorations. Like apparently, like the landscaper and everything was like mowing around the dude. Like
wow.
Yeah, and it took him a minute to be like, oh, it's a body there. And like I've seen like stuff on Reddit where it's like people go. Like, you know, you've seen like Christmas where like people go crazy with Christmas. People do the same.
Oh, yeah.
It looks like a straight up like Universal stopped by and was like, we're doing a full 100 mil budget horror movie. Like, we got money to spend. Let's do it up. Like, and just to think of like, an actual, I mean, like, hey, that's like the ultimate decoration is like, it's putting your actual cadaver on the lawn. The dude put his life on the line for Halloween. You're usually a big decorator or...
I would like to be. I feel like I haven't had the chance, you know, especially like when you're renting. And
I feel the same way. I always want to be the one that's like passing out the candy, or not just passing it out, but I would also love to be like dressed up and be like have my whole porch set up and like, I'm fucking like I don't know what I would even be. But then it's like the time comes and it's like I just got off work and you're lucky that I'm passing. Just like throw the candy out there. But yeah, it's like a really fun holiday that I really liked a lot, but it's just tough to.
And it's kind of a shame that it's changed now, right? Like,
in what ways?
Like I feel like at least you know, especially growing up like in our old
tell me your
neighborhood.
favorite Halloween memory of like what's
favorite Halloween memory,
or what stands out as like what's the big difference between now and then.
I just remember like people would like actually go out. Like I remember where our streets would be flooded.
You know what? You make
a
good point. Tell me if this is like something you noticed pre-COVID or is this a post-COVID effect? Because I feel like it was a weird time. I feel like I can't remember specifically, but maybe when COVID was starting to loosen up was around this time. Because I remember it was like this weird moment where it's like, all right, you guys are good to go out, and it's like, to like trick or treat, is that okay? Like, do I need a mask on top of my mask? Like, just this weird.
I think that definitely could have affected it, but I also think like, you know, the whole anthrax scare, there was that too. I think that kind of, you know, messed with things a little bit, and that was like a while ago.
I mean, did you have the whole like picking party like after you had your night and then you go home and it's like, all right, if there's one little slit, get it out because they injected it with steroids or something like.
My mom, like, she wasn't too crazy, but she would
there's
have
some
me like,
that are like, you know, if it's completely out of the wrapper or if it's like there's clearly a syringe sticking out of that lollipop, like maybe watch out.
It's like a muffin with like,
or sometimes there would be a random, like they give you apples and it's like, who are you? Like, just stick with the bag of candy. Like,
those are the people who you got to look out for, you know. They're super nice.
I will say that I think you did hit it though. Is like I feel like back, or maybe it's like a neighborhood to neighborhood thing. But I remember like going out in like crowds of like people, and now it's like it's different year to year. Like I'll buy a bunch of candy and I'll have a ton left over till it's like nobody comes, and like my neighborhood is also like blacked out except for like my one house that's kind of like a little bit lit up. I have a good memory from childhood, and I think you were there. It's so weird that I can only really remember CJ specifically, but I remember us just going to trick-or-treating and just going around and just, you know, trick-or-treating. And I have a very, very vivid memory of going to, like, one house, and we were just like, ding, 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 and, like, pause. And they had, like, their jack-o'-lanterns out there, you know, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, all right, nobody's here. And we all, like, I don't think we even said it there. Like, we all just, like, started just stomping in. We're just like, well, you weren't home, so that's just part of the deal. Like, it wasn't even, like, I just remember it being, like, such a moment of, like, instinct. And we're just like, well, they're not here, so. And just, like, on to the next house.
Damn. Yeah. I don't remember that.
Maybe you weren't there then. I remember.
You know what? I do have. Were you there when we did like the bullshit like mischief night? We did toilet papering, TP. We TP'd some fucking trees and shit. Were you there?
That's so funny that didn't even come to mind. I'm sure I was because I do have very loose memories of being a mischievous youth and like having a bad patch of toilet paper or whatever. I feel like I probably did a bad job because I feel like
I probably did too.
Yeah, because tell me if I'm wrong. Like in media or like in movies or film or TV, it's like it's always portrayed as just you just see him toss it a couple times and then you look and it's like the house is basically a mummy from like 1950s, just wrapped in toilet paper. Right. But then in reality, it's like you got to really like take your time and like get a good roll. Yeah. And you got to do it a couple times. But
you got to also have like something to hook it on.
You got to essentially take your time and like really drape it on. And it's like you're not considering the 11-year-old adrenaline of just like, oh, let's fucking do it, let's go. Like you just throw this toilet paper, like, get out of here. And then like the next day, you're like, hey, let's go check it out. And there's like one strand barely hanging.
One strand, and then just like, 3 full rolls.
And they're just like, hey, thanks.
Especially because of COVID, they're like, dude, that's a coma. Dude,
yeah, it's like you're out there throwing gold at people's houses. So much. Yeah, it was a really, really nice Halloween. A really generous one, yeah. I don't know. Any other, before we move on, any other Halloween topics you want to top on?
Just like maybe like costumely. Like, because I was thinking about it. It's been a while since I've dressed up.
Are you planning to this year?
I feel like if I still have time.
I feel like the only well, you have a kid, which I feel like you have more. Like, when can I put a costume on unless I'm going to like a party or something? It's like, why do you have a costume on, you fucking middle-aged person?
No, I feel like everybody should be able.
Are you planning? I'm sorry, I cut you off. Are you planning to dress it up this year? Get some candy as well?
If I have enough time, because
Quick question: what's your cutoff age on? Got like an 18-year-old walking up like trick or treat.
Oh yeah. I feel like.
Yeah.
I feel like not even 18. I feel like maybe like. But I mean, how are you gonna fucking know nowadays?
That's the other thing too.
I was gonna say, but like, if you have like, you know,
or what about
more facial hair than I do?
What about when they walked over like literally like whatever they were just wearing that day, and they're just like trick or treat?
Oh yeah, that's a for sure, dude. No,
I don't think I've ever said no. I just go, oh, sweet costume, dude.
Yeah, you give them an empty candy wrapper.
Like, usually I just go really slow. Like, nice, dude. Nice. Sorry, but very long since I've dressed up as well. Last thing that comes to mind is, I don't know, I think I had like a old mechanic jumpsuit, and I was just like, mechanic jumpsuit guy.
Okay.
Michael Myers without the mask on. On his day job, yeah.
Yeah, on his day job before he was pissed.
Yeah, sorry again. We should do a counter for how many times I've cut you off, but are you planning to dress up this Halloween? And before you answer, no,
I was waiting for it. Yeah. I'm going to try, but I don't know if I have enough time because what I was going to get I need to get fitted for it.
Oh, wow.
Because Zoe, she saw the new Spider-Man animated films, Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
She loved it. So
who didn't? Hard not to love. It was
really good. And so she wanted to be the Spider Girl, the Gwen Stacy Spider Girl.
Right? My niece is a big fan too.
Oh, okay. So like I got her the outfit,
nice.
And I told her I'd be Spider-Man with her.
Oh, cool.
So I was looking at like the more expensive like cosplay outfits. Like I saw the one I liked most was the Sam Raimi, Tobey Maguire Spider-Man outfit, and it looks good. Yeah. It looks fucking really good.
You're thinking head to toe Spidey.
Yeah, I was. Now what I'm thinking about is because it's like the sizes are so specific. I don't know if it's like going to be like I'll get my measurements and then it might take a long time. I don't know how that works.
Let me shoot an alternative at you, maybe. Okay. Speaking of Spider-Verse, which I don't know how we haven't talked about because, god damn, dude, that movie was really, really good. Especially a sequel, too. Like, man, really took the bar and elevated it. And also, tell me, is there anything in the world fucking cooler than, his name escapes me, the one British Spider-Man? Anarchy Spider-Man?
Oh, yeah.
Dude, Spider-Punk.
Spider-Punk, that dude was
probably the coolest
hilarious
thing I've ever seen in my life, and like the fact that he just constantly was super anti-establishment, even with the Spider like coalition or whatever. Like, amazingly cool. Yeah. But tapping onto that is like any kind of Spider-Man you could think of. T-Rex Spider-Man flew through the screen, I think, at one point.
Yeah.
Maybe just have like the Spidey mask, and then you could just like be something totally different, like Spidey.
I was thinking that, like,
Spidey skater or Spidey.
Yeah, like have you seen like there's like the Scarlet Spider-Man, and he has like this like jean vest with a hoodie.
Oh, yeah.
I was kind of thinking like something like that.
That's very cool.
I could just get the mask and then just wear some clothes. I might do that like worst case scenario.
It's like a backup, yeah. Because then you just need the mask, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna try what I can.
It would be cool. Very cool.
Yeah, sure. Usually for like the last times that I did dress up, I was dressing up as Ash Williams from Evil Dead.
Yeah.
But that's doing the whole chainsaw thing. It's kind of a pain in the ass.
Yeah,
it really is. Unless you create some cool little.
Your hand is kind of like
Yeah, because every time I've done it, I've taped it up, so it's like I was legit stuck to the chainsaw.
The hand,
Yeah, and I was like
full commit, right?
Yeah, but it sucked when I was trying to keep it together and like at a Halloween party dropping a deuce,
Well, you know what?
I did like wipe with the chainsaw.
Well, it's a very thorough wipe to say the least. Actually got a little bit ahead of myself here. It's way past the opening. We're like
whoa, yeah, we're kind of
deep into the pod.
Getting moist.
I'm hoping you can see. And we're also
I can see
taking it from the gram, so I think it's gonna play like as soon as I click it. So opening clip.
Oh. Well, there's that.
Yeah,
is this a concert with a Doughboy pool?
It's a event with a pool for sure. Okay. I sent it to a friend of ours who is a professional EMT, and he was pretty convinced that guy's probably dead.
What?
Or at least extremely.
I mean, that's brutal.
He's not feeling a lot below the waist, I imagine.
That's
Yeah, it's a good one.
Why?
Why indeed? Well, maybe because he went to go see the Vegas Sphere. Have you seen? I mean, now that it's like officially, they've opened it, like it's open and in business. I believe U2 had I think they were the one that christened it. Like they opened up the Sphere with their concert. Have you seen any of the footy?
No.
I'm assuming you've seen it from the outside, yeah?
I haven't even seen it from the outside. So the Sphere is like some...
God damn you. I wish I'd known. I would have totally had some clips ready. The outside is unbelievable, dude.
Okay.
Unbelievable. Really? God damn you. I wish I could show you.
Where is it? Like, is it close to the stadium?
No, if anything, it's maybe a tiny bit on the outskirts. We've been there. Me and Tyler, we walked like right up to it, like to see what it is. It's actually interesting once you get like right up on it, because from far away, I can't even explain it, dude. They do like space. They do like a portal. They do like a water. They do like.
Okay. Do you know what you're looking at?
What
material? Whoa.
Yes. So we're back from Vegas. God damn, that was a drive. But I told you it would be worth it.
Yeah, it was worth it.
You kept saying no, turn back around, and I insisted. But we're back from Vegas, and so yeah, you've seen the outside, which they've been teasing for a long time, and they kept saying that it's going to be like a whole experience on the inside. But up until recently, not really sure what that means, but just from the outside, you can be like, oh my God.
Yeah.
And then so from the inside, I was also impressed too, because I thought it would be the whole dome. But once you're in there, it's actually like maybe half. Like I think it cuts right in half, and then the front of it's still round. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, and then like I said, U2 kicked it off. And I know it looks like, probably from far away, that they're at like a desert or whatever. That's because they're playing that Joshua Tree thing. Like they're just...
That's the dome.
Yeah, and then give it a second, it'll change. But mind-blowing stuff. That's the other thing about
That's really good.
No.
That's on the inside.
Yeah, that's on the inside.
Okay.
You can kind of see the crowd, and then there we go. This one gets more interesting too. It's like kind of like Matrix, all the numbers and everything.
Oh yeah.
And then kind of gives the illusion of a giant ceiling. And then if you give it a moment, it's like another illusion where like the ceiling starts to drop.
What?
Yeah, I've seen clips.
So it's like it's a perfect time to like microdose.
No, if you ever were gonna for the first time shroom it or acid or LSD or ecstasy, this one it might be a bit difficult, but those are a bunch of butterflies.
Okay, I see. I can see that.
Or birds, I guess.
It looks like some birds.
But
yeah,
I've seen clips of. That's like the gist of it. I've seen clips of like there's like an elephant walking towards you, and it's just like,
damn,
and you're just like, oh, and it's big old elephant Dom. It's just, extremely impressive. And that's for a concert. I mean, U2 concert. Not only amazing to see U2, I imagine, but to see it in like a
Vegas dome.
Crazy 4 or 5D, whatever you want to call it, experience. And they're talking about like not only doing concerts, but they're also doing like I forget what his name is, Darren Aronofsky, I think, is going to do some kind of experience. Like, I don't know. He's the director of several movies. Most recently that comes to mind is The Whale.
All right.
And I think I made a joke about it on my own podcast about being like the sphere experience of The Whale. So it's just like Brendan Fraser, just really fat. And you're just like, oh, like he's in the shower, like trying to like reach his back, and you're just like, oh my God, it's like we're really there. But yeah, Sphere, nice. crazy stuff. It's still brand spanking new, and I would love to.
That's cool.
Check it out, especially when they get more to like the like actual like film or like whatever, like concert.
Yeah.
No, because concert would be amazing too.
Yeah, I heard somebody who was talking about this. They just mentioned like the older like rock bands that are doing like farewell tours, and I don't know if he was confirming, but he just mentioned AC/DC, and he was like, "Oh, it'd be great to see them one more time before they call it quits."
They just did that. What was it called? Rock tour rock of the ages, lightning rock, or you know what I'm talking about? The one where it was like everybody, whoever you can think of when I say classic rock, they were there.
Was this recent?
It was like Lollapalooza. It's like classic rock.
Oh, okay.
Lollapalooza on the Fox. It was like AC/DC was one of the headliners. Metallica, like I'm telling you, name whoever you want.
Aerosmith,
probably.
Kiss. I don't know.
Yeah, Gene Simmons. I don't know why I'm blanking because
Gene Simmons.
But no, I just saw a clip of him because they were saying like, hey, this is Angus Young at like 80. I think they were calling him Angus Old, but he was still doing the damn thing, doing it better than I could ever do. Doing it impressive for like an 80-year-old dude. It's
He's
like
not
still
80. Is he 80
I'd
right
have
now?
to double check, and I'm kind of far. Ooh, I got my phone going to it first. Go ahead, but he's got to be up there, dude, and
I feel like he's got to be 70 something.
It was AC/DC, Guns N' Roses, Metallica. I forget what it's called, the Rock in the Desert or something. But it's basically like Burning Man or whatever.
Okay.
But all these It's like a 3-day festival, which I would have loved to go on, but I think the tickets were like insanely expensive. 'Cause it's like basically going to Burning Man or whatever. Yeah. But
I'm down to go to the next one.
Still cool that they're still doing it. If there is a next one, I think this is probably why they're
doing it.
Did it because it's just like, I don't know how many times can we get all these people together.
Angus is 68.
Yeah. Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, it's still pretty up there. Almost mid 70.
Yeah.
Especially to be doing such extreme cardiac activity or whatever. Because I can remember we saw AC/DC.
Yeah.
And I
twice
vividly remember him being like drenched because he's basically not stopping the entire show. And then I remember specifically seeing him on the sideline wolfing oxygen and then just come back out and like jump on the floor and like fucking spinning like unbelievable. Rock till you drop, I guess, is the motto in the Angus Young family.
That was that first one. I think we went to
Dodgers?
No, the first one. We went to the LA. No, that was the Honda Center. It was 2008 for their Black Ice tour.
Yeah, I thought that was at.
No, Dodger Stadium was.
That was the second time?
Yeah.
Damn.
Dodger Stadium was the second time. That's when they didn't have Malcolm Young. Yeah. But the first time was Honda Center. They just came out with Black Ice, motherfucker.
Yeah.
And that one was super good. Okay. And then after, like, I don't know what year it was, we went to the Dodger Stadium. That's when that old lady was asking me to hand her like the joint that we were smoking.
Yeah.
I passed it over to her. I let her finish it.
And she died.
Damn right. She deserved it.
No, yeah, that's crazy. I have it like totally the opposite in my mind. Yeah, interesting. Because I remember the Dodger one. For some reason, I remember the Dodger one pretty well. The Honda, I don't remember so well.
Okay.
I feel like we were like up on the side, kind of.
Yes. Yeah, we were up
Did
kind
we have
of like
better
on
seats at Dodgers?
I want to say we did.
Because I think that was like.
I was so high.
Yeah?
I was ridiculously high.
I remember that.
I remember
Dude, I was straight
trying
into
to
that
go
night.
through the fucking the metal detector, and I had a bunch of like all my stuff in my hand, and I could not stop dropping it, and like as if I was just doing it on purpose, or like I was trying to learn how to juggle.
Yeah.
Like it was pretty bad.
It's like one of those things where it's like the paranoid experience or whatever.
Yeah.
You're like, hey, what are you doing? Hey, move it, buddy.
Exactly.
You're holding up the line.
Everybody's just like,
Hey, is this guy high? Can't let him in here to see a concert if he's high. AC/DC wouldn't approve of that. You're spitting on Bon Scott's grave.
exactly.
Yeah, where we were going. But other segments. Some hater troll action. You want to talk about the haters, how they keep on hating?
Yeah, doing
Or
what
trolls.
they do best. Yeah.
I will say that there's some times when trolls are useful. Actually, there's one thing that I will never forget, and I actually did it right before we started recording, is that there was a time when I put out like a clip or something. And I didn't I guess my lips were like kind of dry because I was talking so long, and I didn't have like chapstick because I'm like in the middle of recording. But I always chap up my lips, always, because there was some guy, some random dude who put up a comment. He's like, dude, if you don't chap up those lips soon, they're gonna split so bad. Like he said something like that like, first of all, it was hilarious, and then secondly, it was like, hey, point taken. All right, I'll chap up these lips, dude, no problem. So now I keep them all balmed up all the time.
Maybe they'll leave room for a sponsor.
You ever think
Some
of it? Hey, there you go. Yeah, hell yeah, I love chapstick. It's awesome. You got any time when a hater was hating, but kind of justifiably so?
Yeah, I mean, I think I was just thinking about like something you had mentioned too, just like, like when anytime, it's funny, like anytime you're trying to like, push yourself even more, it just kind of seems like, I mean, it's with the territory, you're just going to gain more attention from, and it like, it seems like there's just people out there, they're like, that makes their day. They're like, I'm going to shit on this, you know what I mean? Like, and like, I've started like realizing that if I used to go through comments to like be entertained, like, oh, what's the funny shit? But then sometimes I'm like, I don't want to see the comments, because like people are just gonna shit on it regardless,
Let me ask you something. When was the last time you left a comment? Like not a positive comment. I feel like that's completely different.
There was a comment that I like left on WorldStar. It wasn't like a negative comment. I was like responding to like somebody who I thought was being douchey.
Okay.
And then it kind of like fired back a
You
little
took
bit.
the bait.
Yeah.
This is what I always think is that like, yeah, because every once in a while I get like a weird comment or something where they're just like, hey, yourself or something. And I always like, it does like, there is like a certain period of time where it does simmer for a bit. But then I think I always eventually get to a point where I go, oh, wait a minute. I have never in my life been like, dude, you suck so much that I have to let you know right now.
Right.
Or and I always think like, who are these losers that like, you just go and like go through all this stuff and put out all these comments. How much does your life suck that you got to get on here and comment something like, yeah, like, oh, give it up, dude. Like, oh, you're never gonna, it's like, dude, like,
Yeah.
I always reach a certain point where it's like, oh man, like that guy's life must suck. Because this is the only like thing he gets out. Like this is his highlight of the day is like, oh, finally my shit is over. Now I can dump it on someone else.
Right.
Like, so yeah, I think that as long as I keep that in my head, and then like you said too, also kind of just like going dark on it and just like trying to just like nope, like just like can't really affect you too much if you don't even like let it in anyway.
Yeah, exactly. I think I've watched a couple like just motivational videos where they talk about they're like it's not worth spending any time on those people. Like,
Yeah.
Usually it's because they they don't feel happy about themselves. It's like a insecurity.
Occasionally, you do get the rare gem, like I said, the lip balm one, which I always think that's
where
hilarious.
they say something's pretty justified.
Yeah, or just really funny. Like there was another one too where I think it was like there was maybe like a year ago, Leo DiCaprio got like another like his record-setting youngest girlfriend or something. I know what I would talk about, like an 18-year-old, like
Yeah.
we would have like not a lot to relate on. And then the first comment was like, "Don't worry, dude. You won't have to worry about it." I'm just like, "Oh, dude. Yeah, like, you're not Leo, dude. Don't worry. Like, you won't have to worry about hooking up with some young chick, bro. Don't worry." I'm just like, damn. God, I set myself up for that one, I guess.
You should have responded like challenge accepted.
No, you just wait. You just motivated me like crazy. That's also one of the most, that's one of the best memories that I always have is that there was one time long ago when some random dude in a parking lot I was just walking through was like, was saying that like I looked kind of like Leo DiCaprio, or was just like, I think what his exact word was, "Hey, look at this Leo DiCaprio looking motherfucker." Or maybe it was Titanic, like look at this Titanic looking motherfucker or something like that.
Maybe all right.
And I was like, you mean like Leo DiCaprio? And I stopped. I was like, bro. Holy shit. It's the best thing someone's ever said to me, dude. Holy shit. Look at this Leo DiCaprio looking motherfucker.
Yeah, that's what we were telling some dude at work. We were like, we were just saying, hey, like we think Ryan Reynolds would be a good like person to cast you. Like, and then we asked him like, who would you pick? And then we were saying, yeah, we picked Ryan Reynolds for you. And he was like, he was shook. And he's like, I fucking hate Ryan Reynolds. He's like, he sucks. I'm like, dude, that's like a compliment. I was like, I would love to be, compared to Ryan Reynolds.
Almost like, universally accepted as one of the most handsome men in Hollywood, and also like charming and hilarious and overall cool.
Yeah, he was with Scarlett, wasn't he?
He was with with a ton of people, dude. He's with everybody. It's always weird to me when people say things like hate. It's just like because
that's true.
Just really disappointed by that Green Lantern movie. Like what really threw it? There was like. I can't think of anything where I was like, man, he's just too handsome and awesome, dude. Or Leo DiCaprio, man, that dude sucks with his handsomeness. It never ends.
Terrible human being.
Speaking of Leo DiCaprio, kind of leads into the next one because I wanted to bring up Killers of the Flower Moon, which is about to premiere this weekend. The latest, not only Scorsese joined, as he likes to call his films, but also a collab between the classic pairing of Scorsese and DiCap. Mm-hmm. So, you going to see it or planning to see it, or are you getting excited for it?
I want to go see it. I have yet to see the trailer. I haven't seen the trailer yet.
God damn you!
Yeah.
We're going to have to do another cut.
All right.
Because the trailer is phenomenal. It's actually too good. It's one of those trailers where it's like, I know this movie is not going to... It's based on a book, and I've read a little bit of the book, and the book is very slow burning, and it's very like historical.
Okay.
So I'm expecting the movie to be very slow burning and very historical. I'm expecting Gangs in New York. I'm expecting a 3.5 hour awesome.
Okay.
Epic, I guess would be the word.
Okay.
An epic, like
it's an epic.
It's a long story. There's ups and downs. Mm-hmm. There's all sorts of things. Also, I think it is confirmed like 3.5. So I'm expecting to also go into the movie dehydrated as fuck. Yeah. Like I'm gonna go in there having like fasted, so I don't have to like get up to use the bathroom or whatever.
Just wear a diaper.
I think I did the same thing for Oppenheimer. I wore a diaper. No, I'm kidding. I purposely like didn't drink anything like a few hours before. Yeah, it's got everything I love about it. I was Scorsese, De Niro, DiCaprio, Native American stuff. It's just like bang, bang, bang.
Is
bang.
It like it's a period piece too? It's like based on the.
Holy moly! Yeah. So like I said, very stylized trailer. That trailer is like designed to be like, oh, this is a banger, dude. But like I said, there's no way you can maintain that kind of a energy level for 3.5 hours. Like but the classic tale of just constantly getting hot by the white man, dude. A tale as old as time, but
that was very true.
Getting more excited now or less interested?
Definitely more excited. No, I want to go see it. 3.5 hours.
I know.
But
Martin Scorsese, he hates superheroes and he loves long movies.
Yeah, that's true.
But the reason I brought it up in the first place was I wanted to get your ranking on the tippity top Scorsese. Out of all his filmography, what do you want to do? Like 1, 2, 3? He's got a big old catalog. And I've got it set up there, but it's pretty awesome that it's so far away that I cannot see it.
Yeah.
But you know what? And we're back. So much on his catalog, dude. We'll take it.
Jesus.
We'll take it back. Let's just start. There's more before, but we'll start Taxi Driver. All right, we're going to try to do our top 3. So here's some of the highlights. Taxi Driver, Raging Bull, of course, Goodfellas, Cape Fear. That's crazy that Cape Fear was after Goodfellas. I had no idea.
Yeah.
I would have completely put that the opposite. Casino, Gaines in New York, then The Aviator, then The Departed. Dude, oh man, I remember that was a big deal, the Rolling Stones thing.
Yeah.
Shutter Island, which some people are crazy about Shutter Island. Personally, I've always kind of felt meh.
I feel like there's a lot of hype behind it, but I mean, it's not a terrible movie.
No.
It's entertaining.
Not hating, it's just...
But I wouldn't put it on as like...
Maybe
if
a
you
little
were to say
underwhelming.
Top 5, I definitely, I wouldn't put it on.
Wolf of Wall Street. And that might...
Oh,
The Irishman, which I haven't finished to this day. And that's... another one you want to bring up?
I was going to see if they had the... Because you brought up the Stones. Because he's
done another ones. Michael Jackson.
Wasn't he involved in a Bob Dylan documentary too? I think Don't Look Back. I thought he was involved in some Bob Dylan documentary. I'm pretty sure.
I have it filtered on director, so maybe that's he did it like in a producer form.
Yeah. Okay.
But all right, let's do. What do you want to do? 3?
Yeah, we could do 3.
Top 3.
Damn,
What's
3
your
sounds
3?
like it's gonna be
I'll
hard.
think of mine.
That's gonna be hard.
Oh, I know. All right, so let's try to get some common ground here. I feel like so you can't. Can you have Casino and Goodfellas both on your top 3, or is it got to be one or the other?
I was telling myself that, and I was telling myself it's gonna be 1.
People call them like the sequel, right? Casino. That's like the big joke. Is like the Casino is like the sequel to Goodfellas, which it isn't. But in a way, it so is. You know what I mean? Like. It's completely a different story, a completely different movie.
Yeah.
Completely different characters, and yet...
It feels like...
Oh, I just want to be a gang. It's just Joe Pesci smashing people, dude, in both movies. But
the crazy thing is, like, both of them are based off, like, true stories and true events.
That's true, yeah.
But I would definitely say, like, both really good movies, but I'd definitely pick Goodfellas over Casino. Okay.
How do we feel about Taxi Driver? I mean, that's kind of like... The starting point, right?
That's
like what puts
that's
it on
hard,
the map.
Man. That's like what started it all.
Jodie Foster, dude.
Yeah.
Jodie Foster with an amazing performance for she was like 9 or 10.
Was she really? She wasn't.
Whatever she is, young as fuck.
Yeah,
an amazing performance and such a complicated role, being a 12-year-old hooker in New York.
Yeah.
We'll put a pin on that. Raging Bull, I'm actually okay leaving that off the list, which I know it's not to say it's bad. It's great. It's classic.
They got that really famous shot. What was it called?
Isn't it also one of the few times when Joe Pesci kind of isn't the angry Joe Pesci? It's like one of the times when he's just kind of like, hey, Robert De Niro, take a chill pill.
Yeah. Robert
De Niro's the Raging Bull on that one. Not so much the Pesh.
Yeah, I would say I would leave that off if we're doing top 3, I would leave it off the top 3.
All right. It's not Casino. We got a pin in Casino. Gaines, dude. I feel like...
I honestly really love this movie. I feel like even the rating to me is not really...
What is it, 7.5?
Yeah, I feel like it's kind of low on that.
What did we say earlier? The word epic, I feel like, comes to mind. It's very long, and because it is such a big story, and like the ultimate... tale of revenge sort of?
Yeah.
I love the complicated relationship of plotting your entire life to kill this guy, but then also kind of becoming a son and father figure kind of relationship, while also wanting to kill him for killing your dad. And then also
you saved his life. That's crazy.
That is an amazing line where he's like, "This fucking guy saved my life, so he didn't kill me the next day or something."
Yeah.
Which is also crazy. Like, yeah, and great layered performance by DiCaprio. I love that scene where they're all like, "Hey," and he's like, "Fuck off!"
Yeah.
I should have let him kill you.
Overall too, Day-Lewis's performance
is really
phenomenal.
Yeah. But that was also one of the last movies to ever really have an amazing, incredible,
the set, right?
above and beyond set, like physical. Now it's all just this, green screen. But I think I read an article that he almost quit. I think after that, it was such a undertaking or whatever that he was just after this, I think I'm done. That took so much out of me.
I hope we see more of that in the future.
Really good product though. How do you feel about Aviator?
That's a good movie. I don't know. I honestly feel like I still.
Dang, another 7.5.
Yeah, that's lower than I
Interesting
feel like
too, because I've always had a very special part or spot for Aviator. I've always been a big fan. I like the Howard Hughes. I love DiCaprio in it. It's got this very interesting color stuff that he does. You know what I'm talking about? I don't know if he's trying to imply that color, maybe Hughes was a weird colorblind.
Yeah.
But the grass, it's a weird teal. Through the whole movie, there's weird alternate colors on stuff. It's very interesting. Okay. Yeah.
I'll have to watch it again. It's been a while since I've seen it.
It is a good one. 2004. Departed came out 2 years later. What a shift from Howard Hughes to the Irish streets of Hell's Kitchen over in Boston. Departed, unbelievable. Seeing it in theaters, I remember vividly seeing it in theaters and being just blown away. Jack Nicholson, Matt Damon, whoever else you want to say, mostly Jack Nicholson. We cannot forget those good vibrations. Good vibrations. Yeah, amazing.
A really good movie. I enjoyed it.
Really good. Also, loosely
ending.
True with the whole, what's his name? White? No, what is his name? The real dude? Oh, it's right there on the tip.
The guy who actually...
The real dude, Johnny Depp movie.
Oh.
Right?
Oh,
why do we keep thinking W? Johnny Depp.
Are you talking about... John?
No, dude.
I don't know.
What was that movie? Black Sky or something?
Blackwater.
Black Mass.
Oh, Black Mass. Okay, but are you saying that in comparison? Oh, because that's the guy who...
Whitey Bulger.
Yes.
Jack Nicholson is very loosely based on Whitey Bulger.
Oh, okay.
All right, anyway, where were we? Talking Departed, Shutter Island. I feel like that's an easy. You're not going to be on the top 3.
Yeah.
Wolf of Wall Street.
That's a tough
good,
one.
But is it top 3?
Top 3.
Irishman, I say no. All right, well, looking back.
I'm definitely going to put Goodfellas on. I'm gonna definitely put Taxi.
Goodfellas I like, but I'd have to rewatch Casino. I'd be I don't know if I like it more. There's it's what's weird is there's moments that I love so much from each one, and it's just I don't know which one I love more.
I want to say I feel like the cinematography is better in Casino than...
Dude, I'm glad you said that because that cheating scene, cheaters at the table, is one of the greatest things I have ever witnessed.
Yeah.
That the way it goes up on top, the way that there's a moment where they spotlight. There's when the guards walk up behind them, dude.
The way they put that all together is
orchestrated phenomenally. I feel like that really is. Man, that scene alone, and then the music. But then that goes back to Goodfellas. I love that scene with just slow motion De Niro. Isn't it the what do they play? Cream or they play something? When he's thinking about right after they pull the LaToya heist or whatever, and he's just hey, where's my money? And they're gonna get your money, and then he's just sitting there and I forget what song they play.
Are you talking about the dude with the wigs?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they never come off. It's just this great slow motion shot where he's just like smoking a cigarette, and it's just like slow motion, and it's just like I want to say it's like I don't know.
Is it that part? Dude, I need to watch it again because I honestly, like, I remember there is some badass music going on in the background, but I don't think that's Cream. I don't think it's Cream that's playing at that time.
After we wrap the episode, I'm going to shove it in your face and show you how wrong you are. But, just to be a contrarian, I'll take Casino on my list. You can have the Goodfellas.
Yeah.
Karen.
Oh, man.
Oh, dude, I have the winner on that one. Sharon Stone is the way worse. I'll take Karen over Sharon Stone any day, dude.
Sharon Stone's pretty terrible.
She is.
I mean, she's awesome.
So
but she's
good. She is so good in that movie that I have had a lifelong hatred for her face.
I think because when I saw it, I didn't see all the prime of Sharon Stone. I'm used to watching like documentaries and behind the scenes stuff where they're like, oh my gosh, Sharon Stone's so hot and beautiful.
You know what part is like heartbreaking that I hate? That I'm just like, De Niro, no! I just want to keep running into the movie and be like, no, dude! Is that there's a part where it gets too real and like really uncomfortable, where I think he's like kicking her out. It's like early morning because I remember him with the robe.
Yeah.
And she's just like, I want my money, fuck you. And then it's like, and then it shows like an hour later, she's like, hey, and he's like, come on.
Oh,
and I'm just like, no, dude.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
It's like the worst. Yeah, that part. And then they're just like, yeah, he always took her back. And I'm just like, God damn you, Sam Rothstein.
That's why you always got to have that like one friend that's like always around that'll hopefully.
Oh, or I hate that part too. Where it's like, isn't it like at their wedding and then she's calling James Woods like in the hallway?
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
And James Woods is the perfect sleazebag dude in that movie. He's got that perfect like slide over hair or whatever.
With his style too. He's got like
such a scummy, scammy dude. But yeah, so Casino, Goodfellas. Man, I don't know. This is tough, dude.
I'm gonna go ahead and just I gotta throw Gangs of New York.
I feel like you gotta go on instinct.
I'm gonna throw Gangs of New York for sure.
Then I feel like,
but then it sucks
because you're leaving. Dude, it's tough. It's like Sophie's choice. Okay, so if we're talking like, I feel like you're right. I feel like Gangs of New York is so good that like it has to be on the top 3, and that leaves one spot left, dude. Departed.
Yeah,
Wolf of Wall Street though.
Like that's.
I will say that if I was strictly choosing between Departed and Wolf, probably Departed.
Okay.
Wolf of Wall Street. I'd have to rewatch it, but I feel like maybe there's certain things like it's a little bit long, maybe like a little. But I feel like that's the point of the movie. I was gonna say like maybe it's a little excessive, but like that's the point. The movie is
it's supposed to be
like it's
crazy as hell.
The movie is more and more and more.
Mean,
like
the awesome part about Wolf of Wall Street, I feel like, is you get.
I'm not fucking leaving.
I mean, that's the best part is you get a good amount
that
of
part
like
with the microphone where it's just like
dude, like he's such an epic.
Leo DiCaprio, dude, to think about, you're just watching that trailer where he's like, a pioneer, dude, in the fucking 1800s, and then also be like cocaine fueled Jordan, whatever his name is.
Oh damn, Jordan. Can't remember his last name.
I mean, I know.
But yeah, that performance was really good, honestly. That's difficult. I really enjoyed Wolf of Wall Street.
It is really enjoyable, yeah. It is a very fun film.
But I think I do like Departed more because of the way it was written.
Just the overall.
What's going on.
I feel like
how intense it's getting. Thinking about like undercover cops who are actually in that situation,
I feel like you hit it on the head right there.
And that shit's real that people deal with,
Absolutely. I feel like the overall story combined with like, it's got like 14 twists of like, oh shit.
Dude, the end?
He's an informant on him, on him, on him.
Yeah. And then the end, man. The end fucks me up.
Yeah, something I'll never forget is actually somebody spoiled that for me before I saw it. So like the whole time I'm in the theater, I'm like, oh, it's going to happen right now. Yeah. And then it did. And I was like, wow, that would have been cool if I didn't know.
Yeah, that's true. Because
I was really upset about it.
That's really messed up.
Yeah, no.
I actually I used to work with somebody like that.
No, you want to tell? I'll tell you the ultimate, dude. The ultimate. I'll tell you right now.
So much pleasure out of it.
Tell me if you can top this, dude. He probably worked at where I worked at my old job. They used to have a thing where you could like the employees can walk and be like, "Hey, there's no toilet paper. What's up with bathroom number 4 never having toilet paper?" Or, "Hey, you know, whatever." Some maniac at the height of Infinity War or whatever.
Oh man!
Day 1. Tony Stark dies at the end, dude.
Endgame.
Dude, I didn't see it when it was on there. I only saw like 1,000 other people writing like, "How fucking like you piece of shit!"
The
like
person that I'm talking about told me that too.
What a
like especially when like I remember in the hype, everybody at work's talking about it. And I was just
did
like,
he sprint up to you and like Tony Stark dies, or did he sprint it on you?
It kind of fell on his lap, and he's like, "Oh yeah," like because where everybody's at work is like, talking about it.
If there's one, I just really hope Tony Stark doesn't die, and he's just like sitting there like, oh.
No, it's more like I think we were all
sweating like crazy. Oh.
I think we were all just talking about it, and then like maybe me and him just like walked away from the crowd, and
he's like, "Hey, Alex." No, you walked away by yourself. He's like, "Hey, Alex." Huh? You had to come back. He's like, "Come back. I can't hear you." Tony Stark.
Yeah, he just did it like pretty abrupt. It was just like, because I was like, "Oh yeah, I think I'm gonna go see it this weekend." He was like, "Oh yeah, well, Iron Man dies," and then that was it. And like, it's like, oh man, like thank you.
Like, is it like? Did he get a good laugh out of it? Like, what's the?
I think he's sometimes he could be just.
I feel like it's probably the same dude doing all those lame comments. It's like I feel like that falls into the same category as like, dude, is your life?
It's some people like get
much?
Such a kick out of it. Yeah, it's like, crazy. Like they're like, yeah, my day's complete. Like
it makes me want to commit my life to just being with that guy 24/7, so I can stay one step ahead of anything he ever wants to watch, read, listen to, anything, so I can just hop in and be like, "Hey, Tony Stark dies," for whatever. Hey, did you hear about this new show? Yeah, I did. This guy, this that happens to everything. I just want to spoil his full life.
It'd be cool if, like, imagine like he's like in line at a movie theaters and you ride by on a bike.
Oh shit, he's coming! Hurry, do the ticket! I don't need my change. Here, do it. I mean, it's like the Michael Myers of like spoiling movies. Yeah. That actually kind of really bothers me. It's like I'm trying not to let it bother me because I know that like
I feel like there
must have been like a traumatic event in that guy's life. Did he see Sixth Sense for the first time and somebody did that to him? He was like, "Man, I can't wait for this movie," and then some guy was like, "Bruce Willis was dead the whole time."
Probably
something must have.
He's definitely like the kind of person that you don't want to talk about what you want to see around him because.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
There should be like some like kind of like
just
law
be that person
where you can just backhand the shit out of anybody who doesn't.
It kind of falls almost like it's like borderline rude almost. It's like, hey man, I was gonna go see that movie.
Yeah.
I had like my night planned. It's almost like, hey man, I was gonna eat that dinner and then like, you farted on it. Like now I don't want to eat it. I'm not gonna eat it for sure.
Right.
Why would I go see if I know he's gonna die at the end? Like
it's like the biggest thing. Like the climax resolution. Like let me shit on that for you.
Pretty cool guys. But I think he's a pretty cool guy.
Pretty fantastic.
And that's probably like a good one. We can probably just end it on that. So go ahead and do a shout out to your friend. We'll do his all his socials right here so we can look him up and spoil everything for him. Kidding, of course. But thank you again for stopping by, buddy. It's always much appreciated. And thank you for stopping by. Much appreciated as well. Make sure you hit the old like and subscribe as it's much appreciated. We'll call it there. This has been The Gringo and the Guapo with your host as always, Kyle McLemore.
Alex Duarte.
And we'll see you next time on the pod.